Hello, welcome to another episode of Darkside Offside with me, your host, Rob Morgan, and joined by my co-host, Conor Morgan. This week's guests are Gilfach royalty. Both are great flankers. One is still playing and the other has retired. First,
Thank God.
Mr. Lee Davis, aka Fleabag. Hiya Lee, how's it going?
Good, boys.
And secondly, I'd like to introduce club legend, Mr. Andrew Williams, who is known by everyone, even his wife, as Gachie. Maria only calls him Andrew when he has been naughty.
And I am a naughty boy.
Okay, guys, before we carry on, let's get it out there. Lee, why are you called Fleabag?
Well, pretty much started doing youth, didn't it? Where we started balling with the older boys. Like Lee and Tinker and Anne, it pretty much started to call me Fleabag. And then it just all spiraled from down here then, you know. Everybody knows me as Flea now. Nobody in Gilfach even knows my first name. She's pretty much Fleabag and that's it.
It's stuck to now, isn't it?
What a bad nickname is that, isn't it? What an awful nickname is that?
Does your brother still call you Fleabag?
Yeah, my brother used to call me Flea years ago, my brother Matthew. Even when I was a nipper, like, he just called me Flea. He would be like, look, you little Flea. I'd be it, like. But then it pretty much stuck around youth rugby, and when all the rugby boys started calling me, it's chaos then.
And Gach, obviously, the nickname Gachie, you've had that since, I don't know, 6, 7 years of age?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was the first year in junior school, so they call it year 3 now. We were standard 1 then, and the cartoon just came out. Inspector Gadget. He was like the guy with the big long gadget arms and legs. Well, I was like twice the height of all my friends, and a couple of the older boys, you know, in standard 4 said, "Oh, look, it's Inspector Gadget." It just stuck. It went from Gadget to Gachie, and I like Lee. I didn't. Anyone calls me Andrew at all. I think my mother does, and that's about it.
I thought it was because you was gauging all the sweets off the kids. That's who's called Gachie.
Well, that was thrown in, but no, that's not the real reason.
You used to hang outside the billiard hall when the kids were coming out. You'd be asking for sweets.
I used to take the sweets, not ask them, Rob. Take them.
Okay, guys, how are you both doing? How was lockdown treating you? Lee, start with you.
Yeah, it's not too bad for me, obviously, with work and stuff in the fire service. It's just the same. I haven't stopped, really. It's been pretty much going all right. Just a bit of homeschooling, which is absolute chaos. But so it is, isn't it? It's not too bad, though. Managing. It's the main thing, isn't it?
Yeah, you're getting through it. And what about you, guys? Still see you've got the lockdown haircut. You're keeping it going there?
Well, I thought I'd keep it there, save a bit of money, isn't it, through the lockdown? You know, save a £15 trip. No, it's not too bad. I haven't really finished. I'll stop with school. I teach up in Penawine in Aberdare, so we've kept ourselves busy. We've got sort of handfuls of children coming in most days, working the hubs around Aberdare as well. And put a few weights in the garage, which has definitely helped. With training there with Ben and just passing the time away, shifting a bit of timber. As you can see.
I bet it's really difficult with the COVID protocol in the school, is it?
It is hard. It is hard. We're lucky enough that, well, it's been nearly a year now, isn't it, more or less? And we only had to get isolated once in the course of the year, so we've been pretty good. You know, fair play, all the staff, hard working, try to keep everybody safe. Kids are great, you know, fair play to them. They work hard, with, you know, out in the house on the online work, and when they come to school, you know, they try their best as well. So we've been quite lucky so far, and so good. Touch wood.
Is your school open back up next week, guys, or is it open now?
Yeah, back open Monday for we're staggering. So we've got all the infants back in. Instead of having them all back in all at once, we're going to have a third of every class in. Sorry, a quarter of every class in on Monday, half on Tuesday, 3/4 on Wednesday, and then by Thursday and Friday they'll all be back in. Juniors then, obviously no juniors apart from the hub children, which are like sort of vulnerable children and critical worker children. So the junior staff will be in and we'll just man the hub then and help. So we're all back in, but only the infants are back in sort of foundation phase, sort of full time.
Awesome stuff. Right then, boys. We're just going to jump straight into it now, all right, and start talking about your rugby lives. So we're going to start off with where it all began for you. So, Lee, which club did you play for when you were younger, and what position did you play?
Yeah, so played for Gilfach all my life. I started up there when I was 7, playing touch rugby. I remember Terry Bowes, I think, was the first coach I had for a week or two, and then I went to Darkside then I did. Yeah, pretty much been up there my entire life. Can't remember what position I think I used to play fullback when I was like under 9s, 10s perhaps. Can't really remember. Or might be outside half. I don't know.
Anyway, in the backs, basically.
In the backs, yeah. Useless. Out with them, when I. But yeah, no, yeah, obviously as we grow up, and I think I made the change to the forwards when I was about 13, 14 perhaps, the flanker. Still playing for Gilfach, and then never look back, in with the big dogs in the pack, innit? Yeah, no, loved it though. Been up there 20 odd years. Well, nearly 20 years. Best club, innit?
And you've always played for the same club, Liam, now? Right way through?
Yeah, never ever played for a different club, no.
Well, on that, Lee, I know that under 15s we lost you for most of the year because of Dewar Shield. Do you want to just touch on that a little bit, bud?
Yeah, so obviously it's a bit like it was sort of good for your rugby career when like people who get asked to go play for the Ronda and stuff. So obviously there was a load of us from Gilfach when it was a good handful of us. But it was an awesome season, obviously, like Chris Jones and stuff, you know, really good coaches, right? So they developed us massively. Great season it was, you know, we play against really good competition and stuff as well. And you get a chance ending out for me to develop further to like blue 16s and stuff like that, etc. It was good, it was a great season. But yeah, when I say Gilfach's my only club, I mean for that sort of level in there, obviously above sort of thing, and it's different clubs, whatever. Yeah, no, really good year. I enjoyed that. Yeah, seemed to 10 years ago now, dude.
That's mad.
Well, just touching on that again with the Dewar Shield, obviously you must have had a good year because then you went into the Blues setup in under 16s then, didn't you?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I sort of after that I was sort of rugby it wasn't really an hobby for me after that. Like you weren't playing with your muckers. Like rugby for me has never been. Like obviously once you play in it's serious, but I don't like a serious setup. But I like playing with my muckers. Like I mean, I like you train in, you have a laugh, play so serious, but after then, you're all out having a laugh together, not so serious where you don't know somebody personally, and then you're playing with them, and you know it goes from there, doesn't it? I just like it as an hobby, play with my friends, enjoying it, throw about, have a laugh, and then have a couple of pints in it.
Sounds good, but sounds good. And over to you, Gaj. Do you want to talk about your juniors?
I forgot the question. Now you were so long.
Do you want to talk about your juniors because you're back in 1960s? But talk to us about your senior year, Matt.
No, I think we were the first mini rugby team in Gilfach. Didn't have a kit. They called us the multicolours. So it was Blethin, Ovis, Daps, Chisel, all of those. They started a team off. I think what it was like sort of me, Maya, Di, Pig, and all that. And we thought we were small for our age until we realised that there was only one team that was under 12s. So we were only just 10. So we had 3 years in the under 12s, me, Maya, and Di, and things. And as time went on, then teams came below us. And we just went through, but yeah, we were one of the first team, or we were the first team in Gilfach Mini Rugby. I'll never forget, the top that I bought was from one of the sports shop. It was black and white hoops. And I remember wearing that for the games. You just wore your own kit until maybe later on as the years went down. Then we were had a bright yellow Gilfach top. I can remember that. But we were the first team, first mini rugby.
Nice, but nice. Well, going on to your senior career now, Gaj. I know that you've been in a handful of clubs. I could say you
more clubs than Faldo.
No, Tiger Woods, but Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods.
Just tell us where it started off here at senior level, but because I know that you've been to a handful of clubs. So,
well, I went. I was in Ponty Youth my last year of youth, and then I stayed there. Believe it or not, I at the end of the season in Ponty Youth, we had a real good youth team. Martin Williams, Jarvis, Kevin Morgan, Paul Matthews, Anthony Lloyd, lots of those. At the end of that season, I actually had Player of the Year that year. And I just made this rash decision to play in the centre. So I played back row all my life. And then, for some mad reason, went to 12. So I had a year at Ponty, just playing midweek games, nothing, sort of nothing spectacular. Couldn't get anywhere near the Saturday team. And then I left Ponty then to have a year in Maesteg, which was obviously same division, but obviously the team wasn't as great. Played every week there in Maesteg till the end of the year. And then quickly realised then that centre wasn't for me. I think after you played flanker, it's hard to go anywhere else. And then I came back to Gilfach and we had some great years. So silver balls and league success, etc. Stayed there very much so until I went then down to Glamorgan Wanderers. Had a good couple of years down there, 4 seasons down there, playing in, well, it was the old Division 1, so there was no regions then, basically. You had Glamorgan Wanderers, there was a mixer with Newbridge and Bonamine, Ebbw Vale, etc. I think there was 14 in the league. All the West Wales teams were in there, Carmarthen and Narberth. Stayed there then till I was about, must have been close on 30. Came back, had a great little season with Bather. And then back to Gilfach at 31, which I stayed then until I was 40, believe it or not. And then I had 3 cracking years down in the town, down in Wattstown, which was a great way to finish. Great, very similar to Gilfach. Cracking club, cracking boys. And it was good rugby. I wasn't playing my best rugby then. I was hopping on one leg. I decided to knock it on the head after watching one game. I thought I had like a stone in my shoe. I was limping so bad. So I thought, leave it there then, isn't it? Yeah, I've had a colourful 30-odd years.
Well, I got to say, though, but you got a massive achievement, though, with Gilfach. 300 caps for the first team. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I got that in by, I had a few seasons after that, believe it or not. Quite a few seasons after that. But that,
so I got 301 caps you got then.
301. Yeah, only as a second. But no, it was, well, I got a few caps out there in the old conservatory, and that's my cherished one. That's my the one that if I had to sort of if the house is burning down, I had to save one cap, it'd be that one.
Nice, man. Love it. Gilfach through and through.
Yeah.
And
okay, let's go on to part of the show where we talk about everyday news, guys. This week we was struggling a bit, but we thought this would be quite interesting. So this week's topic is the Jaguar brand is to be all electric by 2025, and all UK cars will be electric by 2030, boys. So what do you think, Lee?
I can't see how that's going to happen, to be honest. I mean, I suppose they'll have to people who've got Jaguars and diesel cars, whatever. They're going to have to swap them out, right, don't they? I mean, nobody's going to buy an electric car to get rid of their new car, are they? I mean, if you're struggling for money or whatever, I just can't see how that's going to happen. I can't. I can see how they can stop making diesel cars and etc. Introduce electric ones, but are they going to get rid of the fuel cars off the road? How are they going to man that, I suppose?
Well, it sounds like by 2030 it'll just be electric cars on the road. I might be wrong about that, but that's what I read into it. What do you think, Gaj?
Well, can you imagine, right? Obviously, the electric cars, They got to be charged up, haven't they? Right? Can you imagine me now walking down my mother's street with all those leads coming out of the walls into the cars? I wouldn't get to the end. Can you imagine? Can you imagine it? Every car has got to have a charger, isn't it?
Yeah,
So
right,
some people got like 4 cars in their family, haven't they? So they're going to be there, and well, they can have leads coming out their house. Like Hill Street now, for example, sort of 15 houses. There's got to be 15 leads coming out of the wall across the path into the car. How'd you get down the street?
I know.
How'd you work it out? How'd you work that one out?
I don't know. It is going to be a difficult one. I mean, like I just bought a new car last summer, and I've got it for 4 years. Now, at the end of the 4 years, what do? I mean, I still got to buy another car that's going to be run by petrol or diesel, unless I buy a Jaguar, obviously, in 2025. But then, in 5 years' time, by 2029, 2030, it's not going to be worth nothing.
No.
What are they going to do as well? Are they going to revamp all the, petrol stations in the UK? I mean, that's a lot of money as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a lot of money, especially with how much, the economy is in crisis at the moment as well. They're going to pull money out, to revamp all them to electric chargers. I can't see that happening.
Well,
I like the sound of not paying £1.20 for a litre of diesel. I love the sound of that. But I just can't, unless they can get those batteries to be charged. Imagine now, so you've got a sort of a hybrid car, right? So when you go over 30 and you're using your petrol or diesel, then it charges your battery up. So you don't have to charge it from the house. Fair enough. But otherwise, I just can't see how it's going to work out.
yeah, I think watch this space. It is. I don't know, that's the aim. It's 2030, but I don't know, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced at all.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? It's something that needs to be looked at very carefully. But like you said, is it worth all the hassle? But then again, everyone's moaning about global warming and stuff like that on burning the fossil fuels. So this could be the way forward. But again, like you said, there's all the thought process behind it. Right, we're going on to the rugby news part. So this part of the podcast, we talk about something that's happened in the rugby industry in the last week or so. And this week we're talking about Antione Dupont. Aaron Smith has come out in the media saying that Antione Dupont is currently the best scrum half in the world and possibly the best player in the world. So, Lee, what do you think of that?
Well, I don't think he's wrong, is he? I mean, the way the guy plays is, he is immense and he dictates the game entirely, throughout. He is like a magician as well, and he's pretty much got it all as well. Like, his defense, not only his defense and attacking, but his sort of vision for the game is second to none. Like, he pretty much sees everything around the park, without making it obvious. It is great to watch him play. Like, he makes things happen, which everybody wants in a team tonight.
Yeah.
If you're losing by a couple of points, you want to have somebody who can think, we need something to happen there. And that Dupont has got that talent, haven't he? He is pretty immense, to be fair.
He's like a young Conor Morgan, isn't he?
Same cheekbones.
Yeah. You feel like Conor, you got COVID.
Now, what do you think, Gaj? Because some people reckon that it's just because Toulouse and France are so dominant at the moment. Do you think that's the case, or do you think he's just a special player?
First of all, I think it's sort of that's typical of a New Zealand player, isn't it? Saying something like that because they're so humble and so gracious. Smith himself is a world-class player, but that's just their character, isn't it? He's always looking for ways to improve, and he said that he looks at Dupont as reading his games a way to improve. I think that it's one of those games, rugby. It either loves you or it hates you. Sometimes at the minute, everything's going right for him, which is great, fantastic. He's living the dream. Everything is going right. It'd be interesting to see now as time unfolds and he becomes more of a marked man. How he sort of how he copes, because at the minute he's on fire. Everything he touches turns to gold. We'll see. How old is he?
Oh, I think he's about 24, 25. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he's about 24, 25.
Yeah.
He is, isn't he? Like, Madeline Iron. You know what I mean?
It was him that did the jackal at the end of the Irish game, wasn't there, as well?
Yeah.
So I know he did some great skills, but he did the jackal, the turnover island in the last play. I'm sure it was him.
It was him.
Well,
It was him.
He looks like a small bodybuilder, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. Again, like Conor Morgan.
Well, I wish the screen was bigger because I'd take my top off.
A very small.
Has everyone got COVID in this Zoom call?
Or like fitness model.
He looks a bit like a snooker player tonight. I honestly thought I was on with Robert and Steve Davis.
Right then, guys, let's move on to the joke v joke round. Everyone will tell a joke and Conor will vote on the best joke. So we start with you, then we'll go to Gachie, then we'll go to me.
Right. So he's a big old grizzly bear now, right? You know, big 14-foot thing, built like a tank. He's in central London, right? He bursts in for the Wetherspoons in London, walks up to the bar, barman's shitting himself now, right? He's like, grizzly bear walking in there. He struts up, goes out the barman. Right, chief, over here. Barman's like, don't know what to do, does he? Grizzly bear just walked in his bar, shitting himself. Doesn't know where to call the police, now we'll get a gun. So he goes to the grizzly bear, he goes, what do you want? Grizzly bear goes, I'll have a gin and tonic, please. Barman goes, fucking hell. Why the big pause? Well, I am a bear.
Oh, quality.
Nice one. Nice build-up, Ellie.
I
Gach?
like that one.
I'm sure when I read the script, it said a short joke.
You've talked all night so far, so come on.
The internet, man. Right, I got a good one for you, right? What does a man with two left feet, wear in the summer? Flip-flips.
Nice one, Gach. Nice one. Right then, here we go. What to the left eye say to the right eye?
I don't know.
Between you and me, something smells.
Yeah.
Especially with that nose, so he definitely smells. Right. I like Gachie's one, short and sharp, you know, really at the point. But the way he delivered it, it's got to be Fleabag. It was
too long, man.
Of course it is.
top draw, Alvarez, top draw.
Classic.
Must have paid in.
I'll have a fiver later.
Yeah.
Right, lads. We're going to the head-to-head part. Usually we do this if you're both teammates, but obviously because Gachie's about 50 years older than Lee. We'll just do this separately now. So I'll start with Lee, and then the same question will go across the Gachie. So Lee, what training are you doing at the moment?
I'm running a lot at the moment, so I try to do four or five runs a week, like 2 short and sharp ones, 1 long distance, and then 2 sort of medium to long, but a good pace then. And I average out. I do 2 runs, a rest, run, rest, 2 runs. So it works out. So it's going all right at the minute, to be fair.
Any
Not
weights
much weights at
involved?
the moment, really.
Nah, I finished weights about 2 2 to 3 weeks ago now.
I can see.
I'm like a kid in a toy shop, man. I just get bored. I just doing something, and I'm like, this is boring now, isn't it? Let's just do something else, like, you know what I mean? So, it's the way it is.
You can do more than one exercise, mind you.
Yeah, but not if we do it hard enough, Gaj.
You're doing chest every day, you know.
Hey, arms and chest, forget the rest today, right? Hey, nobody has to see your calves today, do you know what I mean?
Oh, you're right there, man.
What about you, Gaj? What training are you doing at the moment?
Oh, the cardio days are gone for me now, boys. I can't run at all. So it's just weights. Just weights in the garage, that's all.
Nice, bet. Nice.
Yeah, got plenty of weight in there. Bought one of those cages as well now to the racks.
Yeah.
So very similar to Connor's. I've seen Connor's in the gym there. You got a nice little setup, hasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. My 5K each side squatting.
Yeah. And Robert, yeah, fair play to you. No,
Hey,
just
go
wait in
on,
the
start,
garage.
No way to tell it, my bar.
Just the bars enough.
Especially my flamingo legs, but yeah.
Lee, what's the worst injury you've had?
Oh, got to be when I snapped my leg playing football. Quickie. Under 12s, and we were playing Troki down on Tillman Park. And I come out, and this boy challenged me. I was in goal. He's come out to pick a ball up, and he went 2 foot into my leg, snapped my tibia and fibia, and all the ligaments around my ankles snapped as well. I was in cast for 18 weeks, I think it was. It was an absolute agony. Until they give me gas in the time of my life then, but, but yeah, at the time it was painful there. And obviously, even though you're in cast for that many long, you're obviously out for sport hell of a lot longer after that as well, you know.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I always remember that as well, because I was always in your classes in school, and I always remember you going in every class, Miss, can I leave 5 minutes early? Connor got to come as well. He's got to carry my bag for me.
Yeah, nobody wants to be in class today. Come on.
Lifesaver. What about you, Gaj? What's your baddest injury you've had?
I haven't been too bad, to be honest. I've had a good old run, apart from sort of my hip going in the end, like. But injury-wise, no, a bit of a toe groin I had once. But I tell you one that was quite nasty. Played Treorchy on a Wednesday night, and jackled over this ruck, and I think it was Peter Hutchins, Treorchy winger, sort of came in from the side, and his head, just put my nose to the other side of my face, and that was really sore. So believe it or not, came off the field. Reggie Crump was there, grabbed my nose, didn't pull it to the left or to the right, just pulled it downwards, so straightened it up a little bit. Went down to hospital. I don't know why, but the queue was massive. So I ended up just coming home. And this is why it's like it is now, like, you know. But I think Wally was the coach at the time, and he said, this was a Wednesday. How's your nose for Saturday? We played Healer Q. I said, it'd be great, no problem. Worst mistake I ever made playing with that broken nose the following Saturday. Absolutely bled from the warm-up. Absolutely killed. It was not as bad as Lee's snap leg. Nowhere near. But it was sore. It's football anyway. It doesn't count playing football, does it? Rugby, you asked him.
I know, it's mad day. Rugby podcast. I go into playing football, man.
Oh. Right. Staying on the rugby, we're not including football now, Lee, right? How many times have we been sent off?
I don't know. It's got to be a few, I think. It's just not that many times, I think. I remember getting sent off twice. We had a tour to Scotland when we were under 9s. I got sent off twice on that tour for stuff I didn't do. But after that, I don't think I got sent off till Merthyr Sevens tournament in youth.
Well, I don't know. What about...
and I also got sent off when I wasn't playing about 2 years ago when Gilfach played Cambrian. And I got sent out to the park. He gave me a red card, didn't he? The ref did. I was only watching. And I was shouting. But I actually had a red card and I wasn't playing as well, funny enough. Ricky Beck would be proud of me, wouldn't he?
He would.
Gaj, how many times have you been sent off? Was that a stupid question?
Red cards, I've only had about 3. That's not bad, in sort of 30 odd years. That's only 1 every 10 years averaging. But yellows, I've had quite a few because at the time, you didn't get sent off for yellows for years. You just had a yellow card. Obviously, if you had 2, you got sent off then. But they were just warnings. So yellow cards, lots and lots and lots. I kind of learned my lesson towards the end when they brought in the rule that if you get 3 yellows within a spate of a time, you had a week's ban. And I got it hard with a couple of those. And then I cut it out then. It was the rules changing all the time, wasn't it? The rules just changed every season, and I took a long time to adapt. That's what it was.
Well, moving on to the next question, and it kind of links in quite well. What's the most amount of penalties you've given away in a game, do you reckon?
I reckon it was when we played in youth, we played Triaris away. Remember last year youth? Was it Triaris we played?
When we're hammering down rings, up there?
Oh, yeah.
And the ref was really, really bad at judging the breakdown area. So every time I'd go in for a jackal,
they're all the same, Lee.
Straight away, he'd blow up every time. And he must have given about 5-6 penalties against me. And in the end, he was like, you'll be having a yellow card in the end. But I was like, he wouldn't even let you compete to the breakdown. Every time you'd go in for it, pretty much instantly, it'd be a penalty. I think it's probably that game, to be fair.
I think the ref was from there, I think.
Well, it wasn't all the penalties as well were the exact same. It wasn't, any other different, each penalty to the same one. Like, it was mental.
Gaj, have you got enough fingers to count? Or?
Oh, God. Well, there's been a few. But one game in particular sticks out. 2 new coaches. I'm sure it was Matthew Vita and Matthew Barker. I think Darrell was still there as well for Gilfach. Tonker and myself, Kenfig Hill away in a friendly, must have notched up about 16 penalties between us. And it came to a point that as coaches, they made an agreement that myself, Tonker, and Ricky Recker could never be on the field at the same time. So that was a wise choice.
Well, Ricky Recker's still playing now, and he's still counting all the penalties now. What's your favourite rugby memory, Lee?
I think it's probably, the last year youth, winning all them trophies. Pretty much. Was it 5 out of 6 competitions we won? Was it? I think
it was. Yeah.
5 out of 6 competitions, and the 6th one we got to the final in there as well. I couldn't pick a particular moment out of that, but just the season in general is probably. It wasn't only what we achieved in rugby, but it was just a laugh used to have as well. Like, do you know what I mean? I mean, you'd never see us. You'd see us, when we crossed the white line, taking a seat us. Before, and you'd never see us, being full on, or we need to do this, we need to do that. Everything's just a laugh and joke, and I think that's why we done so well as well, because nobody was 100% off the field, but as soon as you go on the field, everyone was, flat out, which was it was a great season when they, achieved, Gilfach achieved loads out here, didn't they, as a club?
Special year it was.
Yeah, well, remember we played Abercrombie, who was it? Aberhaven, didn't we, down Penturk?
Yeah.
And somebody put on Facebook laughing up the Gilfach, turn the lights off.
Yeah, I know.
Must be 500-600 people there, man. It's mental.
I watched that.
Brilliant game, that was.
Yeah.
Gaj, what were you about?
Playing wise, there's been quite a few. I think going up to sort of the hotbed of Rugby League, Halifax and things, with the Rugby League Student World Cup was a cracker, singing the anthem in front of family. Playing Australia and South Africa and all that. That was that's up there. Silver balls with Gilfach, brilliant. Coaching wise, couple of great little wins in my primary schools. Sort of winning the Erith Cup with Pontyclean and winning the Welsh Cup with a slightly a team few years on. But if I could relive a day over again and again and again, it would be last season or season before last when we won the bowl final for the youth. Great day. Believe it or not, first year of youth, those boys, and 3 buses left the club that day. A bus from the rugby club, had the players' bus, and that was full. Supporters' bus after, and a bus from the Ogmore. Boiling hot day down in Merthyr. That was a good day as well. That was good. Yeah, I won't forget that one. All the headache the next day.
What's your greatest moment or best rugby feeling? So it could be like a certain try that you've had, or a certain point that you've done like a tackle and jackal. You know, what's the best feeling you've had like in the rugby moment?
Rugby. I played rugby league about 2 years ago for the Marines against the Paras, and scored 2 tries against the Paras. That was a pretty good feeling. That was, because, you know, it's a pretty tough competition. You know, just before I basically all my front teeth knocked senseless as well. But it was a rough game, but it was a good feeling, you know, because it was such a big rivalry, like Marines versus Paras. Scoring 2 against that was good. Either that, or I loved last year youth again. When we beat Ystrad down by this pitch, that was a good game, because us and Ystrad at that time had such a big, you know, sort of rivalry against each other. But we were also like sort of friends off the pitch as well. But when we got on the pitch, it was just absolute carnage. Like some of the tackles, even though we were youth rugby, you know, they'd hurt for a couple of days after. Like, you know, not only you putting them in, but people hitting you as well. Everyone wanted to kill each other, man. It was.
There's a huge crowd on there that night as well, isn't it? Huge
massive crowd. Massive crowd.
Yeah.
Massive crowd. Yeah, that was great.
That was probably up there. Like,
nice. What about you, Gaj?
Believe it or not, we were stuck in Division 3 for a long, long time for Gilfach. A long time. I was captain, and we managed to scrape our way sort of to a Division 2 playoff down in Baither. I think Giffen was playing for Baither at the time, but I managed to wangle him to play for us that day. And I'm sure we played Aberafon Quins, maybe. I think it was something like that. And we won that game. And I got to say, the feeling after that, getting out of that division, up into Division 2, was a nice feeling. And from that, then sort of, Gilfach just got better and better. It was just getting out of that division that was hard enough. We didn't win the league, we became second, but we went up, you know, as a playoff place. I'm sure it was Aberafon Quins. I might be wrong, but we won. And it was on scrum 5. He was on scrum 5 on the Sunday. I can remember that.
Nice. And the last question is for both of you, probably at the same time. Who do you think's better at rugby out of the two of you?
Me.
Yeah, he's got to be Gadget, isn't he? His achievements speak for themselves.
Very humble of you, Lee.
Gadget does say anything else.
Half the time I'm playing, I've been up for about 3 days, so come on.
Fair play. Hey, Craig, we'll be proud of you.
I gotta say though, Lee is the only boy I know, right, to go out on a Friday, probably not even sleep all night, wake up on a Saturday, we pick him up on a bypass somewhere, the shirt off, shoes off, and socks, and he'd be like, "Oh, has anyone grabbed my bag from the club, which was there from last week?" And have man of the match.
Yeah, that's about right.
I know.
Priorities, isn't it?
The thing was, he's your captain.
Yeah, on a Thursday before the game, he'd be telling all the boys in the circle, right, no one go Friday night, no one drink, really important game Saturday, and he'd be out all night.
And he'd be out.
Lead by example, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. All right then, guys, let's move on to the quick fire. This is where I'll ask you both 10 questions. I want you to answer the first thing that comes to your head. So Lee, you will answer first, and then Gad, you will. So here we go. If you could play another sport, what would it be?
Snowboarding.
Boxing.
What actor would play you in a movie?
Tom Hardy.
Gladiator. Russell Crowe.
Your favourite word, Lee?
Fuck.
Your favourite
Vaccine.
Vaccine.
word? Least favourite word, Lee?
Freak. It's offensive, that is.
Unprecedented. It's too my head in now. I'm hearing it too much.
Best rugby memory?
Playing the youth final against Strud down there. Yeah.
Gach?
Yeah, I'm going to go for that bowl final, buddy. I enjoyed that day. That was a cracker.
You're stranded on a desert island. What 3 items would you take?
Thatchers, fags, and a lighter probably.
Set of dumbbells, adjustables, my laptop, and some protein powder. 5K drum.
First thing you'd buy if you'd won the lottery?
Probably shouldn't say it, I don't know, probably a plane or something like that.
Gach?
Oh, I'd love to buy a top-of-the-range iPad for every child in the school in Penawine. Just their own personal one each for every single child. I'd love that. That would be, and you know, they can take them home as well. That'd be great.
Fair enough. Good one. Good one. Your favourite movie, Lee?
American Gangster with Denzel Washington. Great film.
Gach?
Oh, I'm a Gladiator fan, but Gladiator or Spartacus?
Favourite song, Lee?
Public Enemy, probably. Harder Than You Think. Great song.
Gach?
I'm not a football fan, but I like You Never Walk Alone. Is it my grandfather's favourite song? It always does something to me when I hear that. The Jerry and the Pacemakers. I love that. Yeah, definitely does something to me when I hear it.
If you had one last meal before death, what would it be?
About 50 chicken Kievs. That's it. Just chicken Kievs on your own. Garlic chicken Kievs. Loads of them. That's it.
You'd probably die with 50 of them, yeah.
That's it.
Gach?
Oh, there's so many. I don't care what it is, as long as it's 5 courses. If I'm going to die, I want to drag it
out. Nice, boys. Nice. So we've come to the last part of the podcast now. We're just going to do a roundup of the Six Nations. So starting off on the results from the weekend. What do you think of the England-Italy game? So England won 41-18. Lee?
It's a strong performance in England. Usually isn't against the Italians, to be fair, but I was surprised England let that many points pass them, to be fair, because usually, 9 out of 10, England have got a really good defence, haven't they? So I was surprised Italy put that many points past them, but, the finishing and stuff by Johnny May was, he's world class. And I feel it, big cut their mind for that. Is it Jack Willis? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Flanker?
Yeah. Really good player as well. A bit unlucky for him with that injury and stuff as well. So, I'm sure he'll be back, but it was unlucky for him because he's a really good player and he is for Wasps as well.
They seem to be a little bit off the mark at the moment, England, don't they?
I mean, not right to them, is it?
No.
What's your thoughts on the catch?
I think Italy held there, didn't they? But about 30, 35 minutes, Italy were sort of there or thereabouts, 35 minutes. But England a little bit too strong towards the end there from. I enjoyed the Irish game. I thought the Irish game was a cracker. I thought Ireland were unlucky there. I thought they were unlucky. As I said, rugby either loves you or hates you, doesn't it? And I think England at the minute, I think they were quite fortunate to have Italy next. So, they're back, their confidence are built back up a little bit now. Ireland, sadly, had to play another tough game. and now their backs are to the wall.
Yeah,
Yeah, I thought I did very well, but I thought France, you can see now that Sean Edwards' influence, because it was just so tough to break down. They were so tough to break down. I mean, when they attacked then, France looked really dangerous, didn't they?
I tell you, one of the game changers for France, I thought, when they brought that prop on, it was about 65 minutes. They were getting, the scrum was going backwards a bit for them, and they brought that massive prop on, and he just sort of solid the scrum up, and then France were just, even though again tight towards the end after he come on, sort of secured the scrum, France just looks really safe then, didn't they? Again, I thought it was almost like a turning point I did when he come on.
Yeah.
Prop with the scrum, it was mental. It was.
It was a lot of kicking, right? But Ireland were kicking to that fullback all the time, and that fullback for France, he caught every ball.
He's sharp, isn't he?
He was brilliant.
It was a good game to watch, man, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was brilliant game.
Yeah.
but looking at the game, obviously Ireland was out without Murray and Sexton. Do you think that the scoreline would have been different if they started?
I like Conor Murray, I do. I think he's great. He offers a lot in attack. I think he's so dangerous. You almost got a man marking constantly, haven't you, I think? So I think perhaps the game could have been a bit different if, sort of Conor Murray was playing. But
there's no comparison between Johnny Sexton and that Billy Burns, is there? There's no comparison at all. I think that Billy Burns is a million miles away from Johnny Sexton, and I can't. Well, he's had a nightmare for me. He mistouched me the week before, missed that kick, which would have potentially won the game in the end. If Sexton was there, I think they would have beaten France. I do, especially at home. I think they would have beaten them.
Yeah, it's I feel sorry for that Billy Burns a bit, because he's been chucked straight into it now to cover a bit, big shoes to fill with Sexton gone, and then and he hasn't had much luck, has he? So
no, he's had a nightmare couple of weeks, hasn't he?
Well, what about the Scotland-Wales game? I know last week I predicted 26-22 to Wales, so I went far off. But
No.
Do you think the red card played in Wales' favour?
it did play in a favour, but I don't think it was a red. I know, like, by the book it is, but I mean, how many rucks have you been in? And, you've hit people like that just going forward, haven't you? I mean, I think it gets to a point where they play stuff in so slow motion now, it looks a million times worse, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because, it does, doesn't it? Sometimes you got to let the game flow, I think. But it obviously was a penalty. He was going to his face. But, I mean, sometimes if you go low to clear out, what do you do? Like, sometimes,
Yeah, I agree. He was good. He went low and then went high. But unfortunately, then he did collide with his head. So
yeah.
a choice. Yeah, he had to.
Well,
it was down, really.
It's come out this week that he's had a 4-game ban, and Peter O'Mahony's one had a 3-game ban. And I thought Peter O'Mahony's one was like 10 times worse.
That was way worse. That was.
Yeah, I don't know if they come to that conclusion. I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
I think any time now where you cock your arm to enter that ruck, you're asking for a bit of trouble. It's the best part of the game, blowing rucks, isn't it? But as soon now as you cock that arm in front of all those cameras, I think you've had it. Because if he'd made contact with his head, I think it might have been a bit mitigating because his head was rising. But I think what looked worse is that he cocked his arm, didn't he? He cocked his arm and he flew in there, which and O'Mahony did exactly the same. I thought O'Mahony's was worse than his. I thought O'Mahony's was far worse because at least that guy was going for the ball, wasn't he, on Saturday? But Francis, he was just sitting there more or less, wasn't he? And he just cracked into him. It's something you do on Gilfach welfare 40 or 50 times, but you just get away with that, don't you? But in front of those cameras, you've got no chance.
It is good to see the rest being consistent, mind, in all fairness. I know you're supposed to play with a book, but I mean, how many times have you seen somebody give a red card for that, and next game, something worse happens, and nothing like that gets given on it? So I suppose At least there is some sort of consistency there, whether it's right or wrong. You know, I know it's by the box where he's a red, so at least there is some sort of consistency. Like,
but on the whole, boys, I think Wales played better, but to me, Scotland were looking really strong until I got sent off. And
Stuart Dog, he's
Brilliant.
lethal, isn't he? He's absolutely lethal, that player is.
I think, though, with him, he can be a liability as well. I really do. I know he's a class act and he has some magic moments, but he can make some blunders as well. Some real sort of big blunders that you wouldn't really expect from a player like him. Have a look at him. Have a look at him. He does make some cracking errors.
all right.
Yeah, I will do that. Sorry, sir.
Good hard,
Yeah.
watching you.
Yeah, Stuart Dog, he's shit, didn't he? Yeah, what's he doing?
He's only Scottish captain.
You watch. You watch. He makes a lot of blunders, so you know. He does.
Very
He does a lot of
quickly,
good things as well.
Very quickly, do you think Louis Zamet Rees will be in the Lion squad?
100%.
The way he's playing at the moment, you can't deny him. I mean, if he performs like that, why shouldn't he be in it?
If they go to South Africa on them hard grounds, if it's still on, he'd be in our squad.
He's
I
fast.
think he'd be the people's favourite now at the minute. But you could look at it two ways. He did, you know, that try he scored. He showed real class, you know, especially go round that winger and sort of beating hog to that ball. But also you got to think about there's a lot of other wingers out there who've done well for years. You know, does he leapfrog in front of those because he's had one really good try? I don't know. Let's watch him a little bit more. Watch him a little bit more. He looks class. You know, odds on. I can imagine he could go there. But can you imagine being another international winger now who's been there or thereabouts for about 3 or 4 seasons, playing well, and this guy just comes in and takes his spot? I don't know.
What we say now if you play for Gilfach? You'd be saying pick him.
Oh, he'll be in every week. And hog.
How many birds? He can come in as well, man.
Hey, Billy Sideburns is not coming in, but he looks like something got a Lauren Hardy. I honestly thought, right, literally, I was watching that game on Saturday, and everyone's just praying for him to do well, isn't they? And that's never a good sign. That's never a good sign. That's not.
Yeah, I know. I just can't help but feel sorry for him. All right then, boys. Last part again, just doing the score predictions for this weekend. Starting with, sorry, not this weekend, next weekend. Starting with Italy and Ireland.
I'm going to go Ireland 32-14.
Guys?
Yeah, I'm going to go Ireland by 30 points as well. I don't know. Yeah, 30 points gap.
Old man?
I think Ireland put 50 points to them.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
And I'm going to go by 40 points, I think.
40 or 14?
No, 40.
Oh, 40. You just do a middle ground there, anyway. If father said 50, I said 30, you would say 40. Hey, it's not family fortunes now, but.
Well, on the next one, I won't give my answer then. I'm going to be childish.
I don't play it now.
Do you want to play a game?
He wants to go back to his game of snooker, doesn't he? He's only got the black ball left.
I tell you what, when I was younger, right, I used to dye my hair blonde, and everyone used to say I look like Neil Robertson, the snooker player.
You do.
Who, Anne Robinson?
I got an arse like her. No, Neil Robertson.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, you look. I got him there. You look exactly like him.
He's handsome as well. Wales, England, boys.
That's him, mate.
Oh.
What do you reckon,
That is
Gach? Wales, England.
Wales, England. Oh, but I can't bet against Wales, you know. My head is telling me England, but I'm going to go for Wales. Wales to win by 3. Win by 3.
Nice. Lee.
I reckon Wales by 10, I do.
Whoa.
Old
I
man.
can't see it.
Well, they've been announced today. There's a few players coming back. Jonathan Davis, Josh Adams, Navidi. So I think England are not playing that well, boys.
No, they're not.
Mind, we haven't played well, and we've nicked 2 wins. So we do to play well. I suppose England as well, but I think we can do a Millennium Stadium. We can.
What's Connor going to say now?
I'm going to say the next fixture. Nah, I think if it's a close one, it'll either be a draw or Wales will just sneak it, I think. Yeah,
There we are.
Yep. And then on to the last one, boys. France versus Scotland in France. Gaj?
Oh, do you know what? Right, I would love to see Scotland take them, but France are playing so well. I know there's no crowd, but still at home. I'm going to go France, and I'm going to go by 2 tries at least. Sadly.
Yeah, solid. Lee?
I can't see France losing. The way, once again, they flow. It's pretty much, that's it then, isn't it? Once France feel 8 feet, I can't see anyone beating them, I can't. But Scotland have been playing well, mind, to be fair to them. It's not as if, you know, it's like the Scotland from 4 or 5 years ago where they're just going to get turned over. It'll be close, but I think France by 2-3 tries, I do.
I read one of Warren Gatlin's books. I read a couple of his books. But Warren Gatlin said in one of his books that that Townsend is worryingly good as a coach. He's, you know, the Scottish coach. He said he's worryingly good. He wanted to go to Lions tour, not the New Zealand one, the Australian one. I think, but Townsend was obviously sticking with Scotland at the time, and he said he would have loved to have had him. And he said that just watch his space with him. Yeah,
I think he's a really good coach as well. I think the players respect him, and he comes over really well when he talks on the television. So I think
he was a good player. The forwards coach, Steve Tandy. I played a few times against him. He was in Neath and Cross Keys. He played for, and obviously the Ospreys as well. But he was a real good flacker himself.
Yeah, he coached Ospreys as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he played and coached. I don't know how old he is. He was much younger than me when I played against him. Well, he looked much younger anyway.
Yeah, I think Scotland are playing well, but I do think France will beat them. I think they're a good attack inside France, but now they got the defence. They got some structure with Sean Edwards. They are hard to break down. They're like Wales when Sean Edwards was there with Gatland. They're just really hard to beat. So I think they're going to beat Scotland, and if they beat Scotland, they definitely for the Grand Slam. They definitely are. Yeah. They are playing there.
I'm going for France as well. I think they're just gonna, like Lee said, gonna go for the Grand Slam. I think they're just gonna be too strong for everyone, and I'm gonna go by 2 tries as well for France.
Good choice, man.
France have got 3 hard games coming up. Mind them, they have got, they've got Scotland, then England, then that's like 3 hard games on a tamper, isn't it?
Yeah, it is tough.
To be fair, like, but it's hard to bet against them when they're playing the way they are, though, isn't it? I mean,
they're playing very well, aren't they? They are playing very well, to be fair to them. And they've got a strong bench as well.
It's good to watch as well, the way they play rugby when they play good, like.
Yeah, I know. They are becoming now consistent as well. Whereas sort of before, you're never quite sure, were you? You're never exactly sure what type of France you're going to get. At the minute, you kind of know. Mind you, I do think they were fortunate to win on Saturday against Ireland. I do think if Sexton played, I think Ireland would have won.
Yeah, kicker was off, mind you. Francis kicker was off as well. He kicked away a few points, didn't he? Missed a few points, like.
Yeah, he did. He did.
He missed 3 conversions, didn't he? I think was it 3 and a
He
penalty.
missed a few points. He missed quite a few points. Yeah.
But
Not as bad as Billy Burns' kicker. The commentator made me laugh when he said that he would have missed another set of posts. He said, didn't he?
You keep slagging him off, guys. He's going to come after you. I'm telling you.
Nah, but he won't fight me, man. There's no way. Hey, boys, I tell you what, if he comes after me, right, I'll sort this big beast out on him. Can you see him? Don't mess with him, boy. He'll have you.
Who's that? Ben, is it?
That's Ben in his new haircut. Oh, so our new dog. You see him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. Hello. His name is Ardy, after Ardy Surveyor.
Quality. Quality. Right, boys. Let's wrap it up. I'd like to say a massive thank you for Gachie and Lee to come on the show today. So very much appreciated, boys. I thought you were excellent. So big thank you.
Thanks, boys.
You have been listening to
Yes,
Darkside and the Offside, and we will be back next week with another episode. So give us a follow on Instagram, Twitter, and leave us a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts, and make sure to subscribe on YouTube. Take care, and bye. Ciao for now.
Man.